Great day, everyone. This is Noble Mike Jamison, just here to share with you some very important topics that we want to talk about on today's training. I would like to share with you today the top three responsibilities and priorities of a CEO entrepreneur. So let's get right into it. Number one, we all know that everyone wants to be a CEO, but actually, what are the roles and responsibilities that are required for you in that role? So the very first thing you want to do is, like every major corporation, is you want to identify and find talent. In traditional business, whether you're a Fortune 500 company, whether you're a Fortune 100 company, the first thing you want to do is you want to recruit, right? You want to accept resumes. You want to look for the best talent to fill the roles and responsibilities that you have for your corporation. Well, you're no different, okay? You are a non-traditional business, but the skill set and talent that you're looking for is exactly the same. And so your first priority is to identify talent, find new talent. And so we do that in various ways. The first thing that you want to do is that you want to start looking through your warm market contacts. Okay, we all know that in this industry, the easiest market at times to approach is the warm market. And so you want to be able to have a great message that's dialed in to share with your warm market what you're doing and what your project is all about. And then you also obviously have the cold market, where you're going to go out there and meet new friends and establish rapport and do all the great things that you do to create relationships. But at the end of the day, what you're looking for is the ability to find new talent. And even if you were in the sports arena, what do? They find new talent because they want to create the best team and they want to win ultimately the championship. If you're in any sport, or a Super Bowl if you're in football, or the NBA Finals if you're in basketball, and the World Series if you're in baseball. And so how does all of that happen? It happens because you're looking for talent, and you find that talent and you put the talent in the best position to win. And so as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, you want to do the same thing. And so don't be afraid to say, hey, look, I'm recruiting, because recruiting is going to be the lifeblood of the business that you're looking to build. Number two, the next thing you want to do is that you want to serve your team. You know, there's a famous saying by a great personal development coach that I've had, Zig Ziglar. He said, if you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything that you want. And so the second principle, the second priority, is serving the team. Now, serving the team comes in many different ways. One of which is, being available. Okay, well, your team is dependent upon you. They've made an investment in themselves. They made an investment in believing in you, and so they paid whatever entry price to join the team. And so you owe that to them to be available. That's part of your service. And so being available could mean being an expert on a three-way call. Being available could mean doing a training for them to understand the message. Being available could mean doing a one-on-one sit-down or a two-on-one sit-down presentation for them. And so those are the key aspects of how you service your team. And so keep in mind, there's three key things that you want to service your team with, okay? There's three things that you want to service your team with. Number one, communication. Number two is staffing. And number three is training. So staffing, communicating, and training. Those are ways that you, as a CEO entrepreneur, will service your team. What do I mean by staffing? You want to help them learn to onboard as well, right? You want to help them discover the systems and use the systems that you've put in place to bring new people on board. And then number two is communicate. They may not know the best message to get to the marketplace, to find new talent. They may not know the best message to get to the team, to have them develop and grow. And so the communication aspect is important as well. Of course, so communicate, staff, and train. And so it's often said that the best trained team wins, okay? The best trained team wins. And so if you took 300 soldiers and 300 soldiers got, one training a month for a year, yeah, they would probably be pretty good. But if you took those same 300 soldiers and you trained them once a week, right, 52 times throughout the course of the year, those soldiers would be fantastic. And so communication, training, and staffing are ways that you service your team. And though that's going to be your second priority as a CEO entrepreneur. And third and finally is solving problems, right? Solving problems, that is your job. And so we realize that the more problems you solve, the bigger check you make. And so it's extremely important that you not get frustrated when you have problems come across your desk, because it's just a part of business. And so get acclimated with solving problems, and understand the process that it takes to get the result you're looking for, and make sure you have a simple protocol in place for your team members as well. So I always simply say, hey, listen, as a new team member, you want to attack that problem full steam ahead. Don't put it off. As soon as you identify an area of growth, take 24 hours and see if you can solve it yourself. All right. If you're not able to solve it yourself within a day, then you also go online and see if you can find help. Maybe there's a support channel that you can utilize with one of the services. Maybe the company has a support channel that you can utilize as well via email. But if you can't solve the problem yourself within 24 hours, then what you want to do is find help through our online resources. And then third and finally, if you can't solve it yourself, you can't find the solution through the online help, then you contact your success coach and or mentor and get the help you need. Okay, so those are the layers of protocol that I would like to suggest to you in terms of solving problems. So try to solve it yourself, see if you can find help online, and then take the problem to your success coach and or mentor and let them know what you're dealing with. And I promise you, you'll get some amazing results. But by no means should it take 48 hours or 72 hours to find a solution for the problem that you have. Okay. And remember, the bigger the problem you solve, the more money you make. So let's do a quick recap. Top priorities for a CEO entrepreneur. Number one, find talent. We're looking for the best people for the best company. Number two, service your team, right? These folks need your help, and we have an amazing solution and amazing infrastructure to help them, build their businesses, build their investment communities and their portfolios. And then number three, we know that we have to solve problems because problems are a part of business. And so if you can be successful at doing those three things, you can be successful and a top earner in our company. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and take charge.